Welcome everybody to TNT Spices. Thank you for joining us. Today we are going to cook up some ribs. Now we're not going to do these ribs the same as we have in the past. We're not going to put these out on the grill or in the smoker. Today we are going to cut these into individual ribs. And we're going to make some fried ribs, but just not normal fried ribs. We're going to use our fire in Nashville to make some Nashville fried ribs today. So stay tuned. This is going to be a hot one.
Hot and so hot and
First thing that we are going to do to start this is we want to remove this silver skin off the back of these. And if you're lucky, this will just come off in one nice solid piece.
Oh, Penny, this is my lucky day.
We're going to do the same thing with this other end. After peeling this, we are going to want to try and cut these into individual ribs. We sliced up our pork ribs into individual pieces. Next, we are going to take some regular yellow mustard. We're going to rub this in. All right, see that super speed like the Flash. We are simply going to take our SPG seasoning.
Delicious, so delicious.
Rub these in. We've gotten that all rubbed into our ribs. Next, we're going to take our fire in Nashville rub. Now that we have these coated on all sides, we're going to let these ribs sit in the refrigerator. So as these are in the fridge, I'll show you how we're going to make our batter. We are going to take a nice big large bowl. I have some AP flour, all-purpose flour. I am going to grab 3 cups. Next, we are going to take 3/4 of a cup of cornstarch, 3/4 cups of potato starch. By mixing these different flours and starches, this will give us a very crispy and crackly breading. What I have here in a bowl that I've pre-mixed is I took 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. I took a 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, a 1.5 teaspoons of MSG, and I took a tablespoon of our fire in Nashville seasoning. We're going to simply whisk this all together real well, and this is what's going to be our batter for our fire in Nashville ribs. We've let our ribs sit in the refrigerator to allow some of these flavors to marry in. Now we're going to start breading these. I'm going to simply take our seasoned flour and cornstarch mixture. We're going to throw them in, mix it up, shake them off. We're going to do this to each and every one of these ribs. We're going to take these and we're going to let these sit in the refrigerator a bit. I'm going to show you guys how to make up a hot chili oil that we are going to coat these with. I have a cup of Wagyu tallow. Now, if you don't have Wagyu tallow, and the reason this one's dark, the reason this one's dark and mixed like this is smoked already. But if you do not have Wagyu tallow, you can simply use any type of neutral oil or fat that you might have at home. If you got duck fat, that's great. If you just have regular canola oil or vegetable oil, that will work just as well. I'm going to turn on the heat. We're going to bring this up to a medium low. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of seasoned rice vinegar. I'm going to add a tablespoon of hot honey. Now you can use regular honey, that's perfectly fine. I'm just adding a little extra kick. I'm going to add an additional 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Now this is liquid hickory smoke. Now, as for flavoring, I have 3 tablespoons of our Fire in Nashville seasoning. I have a tablespoon of granulated garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a teaspoon of ground black pepper. Then in here I have a tablespoon and a half of kosher salt. I have a teaspoon of sugar and a teaspoon of MSG. And
You write that correctly?
we're going to add this right into our oil. Once this is well combined and hot, what we're going to do is we're going to use this to coat our ribs. Now I got our oil at a temperature of about 325 degrees. I'm going to place our ribs in the oil, and we're going to cook these in here for probably 10 to 12 minutes. We want them to reach an internal temperature of about 180 degrees. It's been a little over 12 minutes, and these ribs should be at temperature. Fried ribs are cooked. We're going to take some of our hot oil. We're going to mix these up. All right, we have our Fire in Nashville fried ribs.
Fire.
And these are going to be some hot, good eats this evening. We thank you again for joining us here at TNTspices. Don't forget, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Got anything you'd like to say? Please fill out the comments. In the meantime, to all of yous, God bless.